Alright, hello, we are in the Pine Barrens today, and unfortunately I have to take this video with the phone because the battery in my camera is very low and I thought I charged it, and it's not charged, so I guess I forgot. But anyway, we are here at Edgewood Preserve in Deer Park, just steps, literally, from the Deer Park train station. And we're going to take a little walk today. There's not much fall foliage to look at, so we're just going to be looking at pines today. Yeah, a little bit of a difficult week here with everything going on. We've had a number of issues that have really upset me. And it's really been difficult because, you know, there has been so much stuff going on, negative stuff going on. And, you know, I really don't want to do the politics anymore, you know, I really don't. I'm trying not to, but it's very hard because of all that's going on in this state. You know, we are, if you saw my video last night, you will know that the State Parks Department wants to cut down 2,555 trees, practically 3,000 trees, at the Hempstead Lake State Park. And what they're doing, and this is why I'm kind of talk about it while we're here. And what they're doing is they want to do this to protect Rockville Center, the village of Rockville Center. Their justification is that it will prevent flooding. But what they really want to do is, by cutting the trees down that grow along the dams, they want to increase the amount that the dam can hold, the amount of water it can hold. So they're basically going into a park which is supposed to be forever preserved. That's the law. And they're cutting down trees to protect people in Rockville Center from a flood that's never happened. I don't think it's ever happened, but it may eventually due to climate change. All right? And to me, it is preposterous what they're doing. And it's against the law, but they're doing it to protect the snobs. You know, and I know people commenting here, why do you call them snobs all the time? Because they only want to be with their own kind. That's why. They only want to be with their own kind. You know, if you're not dressed a little preppy like them and are a finance professional, they're going to look down on you. You're not going to be welcome to live with them, and they won't let you live with them. They don't even want you on their train. That's why they have their own little private trains that don't stop at Jamaica. All right? So now they've gone ahead and they have influenced once again our lovely New York State government into getting something else that they want. And this time, instead of it being at the expense of people on the main line, it's at the expense of people. It's at the expense of the environment. And it's just sad. It really is sad. You know, and I saw this last night. I was so upset. You know, and you know, so today I know we had a nice day, so I figured let me go to the Pine Barrens. And, you know, I've also had a lot of construction going on in my building, which means that I don't really get as much sleep as I need to get. But that's a minor thing. You know, it's a minor thing. You know, it's just, I'm tired of the two worlds that we have to live in here. You know, on the way here, my train was late. The sign kept saying, like, I was looking at the sign, there's the 11:56 train to Ronkonkoma, Mineola, and the sign kept saying, it was saying it's coming in 2 minutes, then it went up to 6 minutes, then it went up to 10 minutes. We wound up being 10 minutes late. And they never even said why until I went on to the train time app and looked for alerts, and it said, oh, there's signal problems in New Hyde Park. Well, what else is new? There's signal problems in New Hyde Park again. Again, there's signal problems at New Hyde Park. Why are there signal problems in New Hyde Park? Why every day are there signal problems at New Hyde Park? It really gets on my nerves. Every day. every day there are signal problems there. Almost every other day. And it's really getting on my nerves. How do they get away with that? Because of Elisa Pica. You know, and I'm glad that Matt is going to the committee meeting in November, the November one. Why isn't he going to this one? Because it's combined with Metro North. And whenever it's combined with Metro North, it's basically all Metro North. And why is it all Metro North, you may ask? Well, because that's where more finance professionals live. That's right, more finance professionals live there. So therefore, guess what? They're more important. Those are Cuomo's people. Those are Cuomo's peeps. All right, that's what he cares about. He doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about the Pine Barrens. And I'm trying to have this talk with you. And this is all it's going to be, is a plain talk. There aren't going to be graphics. There aren't going to be any pictures, you know, thrown into the video. I'm just talking to you, person to person, about how Andrew Cuomo has hurt our lives here on Long Island. And how, if he gets reelected, he is going to hurt our lives even more. And, you know, it makes me wonder. I'm trying to survive here on Long Island. I mean, you know, and there's been so many bad things going on, you know? So many bad things. It's been terrible. It really has. So it's just been very difficult for me to see all this going on. So I had to go to the Pines today just to get my mind off it. As Andy said, escape from reality. That's what we need, an escape from reality. And anyway, let's walk over here. Sucks that my usual camera, it's a good thing I have the phone, but it sucks that the batteries went in it. But what are you gonna do, you know? That's what it is sometimes. So we're just gonna hang out here in the Pines. Just kind of talking about stuff. You know, I want the direction of this channel to be about the environment, alright? But you know, it's like the train issue keeps coming up over and over and over again. And this is because, I mean, in a way it affects the environment. Because when you have people that are getting disgusted with mass transportation, they're going to drive, and that's going to be bad for the environment. That puts more carbon dioxide into the air. More fossil fuel consumption, you know? And that's a concern of mine, too. Alright? Cuomo hasn't done a damn thing to help the environment. Alright? Has he enacted any legislation at all to lower the consumption of fossil fuels? No. No, he has not. Alright? If he was serious about talking about protecting the environment, he would do something about, you know, I understand if you live in the country, alright, you know, you're gonna, you know, pickup trucks, SUVs, you know, 4x4s. In the country, they're kind of, you know, you might need one over there. But here on Long Island, you really don't. And I think that we should be passing laws against people owning those things in congested urban areas. Alright? Of which Long Island is, sadly. Alright? They shouldn't be allowed to own one unless you have a legitimate need for one. But people just drive them because, oh, it's cool to have. They love the way the pickup looks. It's cool to have a pickup. And they're big and they're huge and they have huge overpowered engines in them. And they're always driving like 100 miles an hour. Drive crazy. I mean, they try to run you over. You know, they're the worst, alright? Has he done anything about that? No, he hasn't done anything about that. And, you know, it's just a constant issue in this state. And then you have all the cuts to the bus service that have happened. Bus service has been cut. We've seen, you know, the loss of a lot of bus service. I mean, I've seen bus service get so much worse under Cuomo. All right, we had, of course, Long Island Bus went away. So we lost Long Island Bus. And then when Nice Bus came in, not only did the maintenance come down, and there's no maintenance, the reliability, breakdowns, but you actually had a lot of service cuts. A lot of routes run less often. A lot of routes were eliminated altogether. And then the disease spread to Suffolk County, where they cut service here in Suffolk County too. All right, a lot of routes got cut. And now, in addition to that, they're using these minibuses on these routes that are busy, and now they're getting overcrowded. These ARBOC buses, and they are, people can't get on the bus sometimes, or it's overcrowded. What do you think those people are going to do? They're not going to ride the bus. But this is all part of the systematic plan to purge this area of poor people like me and disabled people like me. They want to purge us out. All right. We rely on the bus system. All right. And that's why they keep making the bus system worse. This is all part of Cuomo's plan. Even though he stands there and like he cares about, oh, I'm the best governor since sliced bread. Right. He is such an egomaniac too, you know. For somebody who criticizes Trump a lot, he sure is a lot like him, you know. So, this governor, he must lose, all right? But I know it's an uphill battle. The polls say, you know, he's way in the lead. He's got so much more money than Mark Molinaro, because Wall Street loves him. So when you got rich people on your side, they pretty much can buy the election. You know? And so this is what's going to happen. We're going to get purged out. I couldn't imagine living anywhere else other than Long Island. But I need bus service to get around. And of course I need to get to the Pine Barrens and enjoy our environment. But that's being taken away. Slowly by slowly, it's being taken away from us. Even here in Deer Park, for instance, all right? And I'm sure Cuomo supports the project at Heartland. Positive of it. All right? That's going to change this place forever. You know? It's just becoming a place for the rich, for the urban professionals, the lily-white finance professionals. And before somebody says, why do you hate the rich people so much? What did I just say earlier in this video? They only want to be with their own kind. All right? They take over without respect to the way things were before. They're almost like illegals in a way. And they just change things. They don't care about the people that were there first. They force them out. Because they only want to be with their own kind. Just like that video. I'll put a link in this video in the bottom. This woman. Actually, I could put it right here in the video. I can put it in a card. Just the kind of person you see on the Babylon branch. Sees a guy that's, a different race coming into a building. And she assumes he doesn't live there. Well, it's a luxury apartment building. He can't possibly live there. But he does live there. And she follows him. She harasses him. And she's got that annoying up-talking way that a lot of these snobs have. That's the thing. It's not like a lot of them even have a New York accent. They have this way of talking. And again, I'm going to try to imitate it if I can. They're like, well, this apartment building is so great. We've got a spa in the apartment building. They talk in a certain way. They're asking a question. It's called up-talking. You know? Oh, the train ride in was so horrible. We were 3 minutes late. That kind of thing. Oh, I actually had to have somebody sit next to me. That's the way they talk. You know, they're just, these people are just a disease, all right? They're a disease. I don't have anything against anyone, let's say that, I don't have anything against anyone if they respect other people. But if you walk around acting like you're the hottest thing and you're better than everybody else because you work in a bank or on Wall Street because you're wearing preppy designer clothes, you're an asshole. All right? And that's the way these people act. So I don't have to like them. And I don't like them. All right? That's all there is to it. I come here to get away from them, and here I am talking about them. But just they've been getting on my nerves lately because they keep, they just get everything they want. And now who's to say when they build this development at Heartland Development right over there at the Pilgrim site, who's to say they're going to say, well, you know what, these woods could catch on fire. That could be a problem for us. So let's cut the woods down. That'll be the next thing. That's what they'll do. This is what they're doing at Hempstead Lake. It's the exact same thing they're doing. It's the exact same thing they're doing. That's their mentality. That's the way these people think. They don't care about the environment. They only care about themselves. I wish people would see that. I really wish people would see that. And it's such a shame. It really is. It doesn't have to be that way. People should just, stop. It doesn't matter what clothes you wear, or where you work, or what color your skin is, or if you work. We're all human beings. And as long as you come here and you respect other people and respect the law, you should be welcomed. It doesn't matter if you're a person on disability that gets $8,000 a year or somebody who makes $150,000 a year. We should all live together. But these people don't want to do that. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying about this channel. I want to do environmental videos. Alright, I want to do weather videos. I want to do nature videos. I want to do this political stuff. But the only reason why I'm doing it... What this is pretty cotton or something. The only reason I'm doing this is because we have an election coming up. And I'm trying to get through to as many of you as I possibly can as to what people like Andrew Cuomo are all about. Alright? Look at how poorly maintained these trails are, too. That's another thing. He's cut a lot of the maintenance for the state DEC. They used to do a lot better maintenance on these properties because it's a state DEC property, but they don't do anything anymore. He's cut that, too. The road, everything looks worse than ever. He comes and he touts his ego about all these projects he's doing. Like the Mario Cuomo Bridge, which should still be the Tappan Zee Bridge. Alright? He comes and he touts, oh look, we got the second project done, now we're going to do this third track project. We're putting on Wi-Fi in the subways, but yet the railroad is falling apart because you're not maintaining it. These projects, and I support these projects, they have to be done right. When we look at Hicksville, you see it wasn't done right. It's not going to last. What's going to happen if the mainline project isn't done right either? And we still have problems, even after going through years and years of construction. We still have problems. The Babylon branch is always going to have it better than us. Cuomo wants it that way. Because that way, the Babylon branch folks can get to be with their own kind. They have their own private trains going through Jamaica, not stopping there, while we're all jammed in like sardines. And then Scott Stringer is proposing. Scott Stringer is part of this whole finance crowd also. Now he wants the people in the city to be able to ride the Long Island Railroad for $2.75. Give me a break. Do you know what's going to happen in Jamaica if you do that? Do you know what's going to happen in Jamaica? The trains will get infinitely crush-loaded. He assumes that the Long Island Railroad has a lot of extra room on their trains. They don't. The only trains that have room are those on the Babylon branch, but the majority of them don't. Especially on the main line. And guess what's going to happen? All the trains that wind up making those stops at Jamaica will get overcrowded, crush-loaded, while folks on the Babylon branch on their flyers will sail right on through, looking out their window in comfort at the misery and thumbing their nose at us. Like, oh, look at those poor suckers on the main line on their crowded train while we get to sail by on a nice empty express train because we're better than everybody. Alright, that's what's going to happen. It's just going to increase the dichotomy. What do you got to do? You got to fix the subways. You got to fix the buses. Alright? And you don't do that by spreading the problem around. You do that by fixing the problem. Alright, look at Queens Village. And I can't believe what's going on at Queens Village. My friend Andy is going through hell right now with him. It's basically become Nice Bus. I mean, you have the same problems. Buses not showing up, no maintenance, the buses are dirty, drivers playing games, all that stuff's now spread to Queens Village because you have a lot of ex-Nice Bus workers now that are working at Queens Village. And they're causing a lot of problems. And it's really becoming worse and worse as time goes by. And, you know, it's only going to get worse. Because more the Queens Village serves northeast, I guess, eastern Queens or whatever. And it's not a really huge area that's popular with stockbrokers, all right? All right, stockbrokers like living in Park Slope, you know, Lower Manhattan. That's where they're going to care about transit. But guess what? The same thing's going to happen in the city now. That you're going to see. You're going to see the transportation in dichotomy now happen in New York City, and it's starting already. All right, and it's only going to get worse. The same kind of thing that you see here on the Long Island Railroad, well, it's going to start happening in New York City too. It's gonna just be really bad. You know, and this is like the only place I can go to really forget about this kind of stuff. You know, and I want to forget about it, but I have to talk about it with you because I have a lot of feelings about it and how it's going to affect the direction of this channel in the future. I have my own illness that I've got to deal with, the depression, the anxiety disorder that I have to deal with in my life, and it's hard for me to talk about these things. They get me stressed out, they get me angry, and I really need to avoid this negative stuff. But we have an election coming up, and I feel like, again, it's my duty to talk about this. But once the election is over, no matter what happens, you're not going to hear about it anymore on this channel, all right? At all. I mean, no Long Island Railroad stuff, no Nice Bus, no, because I can't, all right, do it anymore. I'm trying my best right now to convince you of what's going on. All right, I'm trying my best. And, you know, I mean, I got only a couple of hundred people on my videos. But maybe if a couple of hundred people talk to a couple more hundred people, we get the word out. And we overcome this. Because there's still a lot of good people left on Long Island. And we need to go out there and vote, stick together, and stand up against this tyranny. That is our governor. And there are a lot of people out there. There are a couple of people on here. A couple of my viewers want to come here and intimidate me and other people, you know, to support Cuomo. It's not going to happen. All right? I'm not going to stand for any intimidation. In fact, if there are any more posts intimidating people, you will be blocked. That's it. Because, look, all right, I understand you support Cuomo. That's fine. But you can't just intimidate other people. All right? I don't come here and intimidate other people to vote for Mark Molinaro. All right? I don't do that. All right? I'm just trying to share with you the way I see things through my eyes. All right? Other people who have different lifestyles and maybe see things differently. And I understand that. But Cuomo, I'm trying to get it through to a lot of you that Cuomo is part of the problem. All right? A lot of people say, oh, how can you blame Cuomo for the problems at the Long Island Railroad at the MTA? Well, it's simple. He has control over the MTA board. And he hasn't done a damn thing to fix the problems by firing those people at the MTA board and appointing new people. All right? He should have done what Phil Murphy did when he came in office and cleaned everybody out at New Jersey Transit. All right? Phil Murphy is somebody who actually cares about the people. And yeah, he's a Democrat. All right? He said, I'm an independent guy. Yeah, I'm conservative, but I'm independent. I'll support a Democrat if I like the job they're doing. And I think Phil Murphy's doing a good job. He's looking out for people in New Jersey Transit. But Cuomo, he ain't looking out for anyone at MTA. You don't see him promising shit to fix all these problems. He just runs his big mouth about saying how great he is. He ain't fixing any of the problems. So, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to convince y'all, y'all, like I'm from the South already. This is what happens when you go to the Pine Barrens. You start becoming like a country guy, I guess. But I'm trying to convince y'all Cuomo is no good. All right? Even if you live in New York City, he's made your life harder. All right? Your fares are going to go up next year. All right? Your service is going to get worse. All right? Unless you happen to be, living downtown, in downtown New York, or Park Slope, or Soho, where the finance professionals live. If you happen to live in Eastern Queens, or the not-so-rich parts of Brooklyn, your life is going to get worse. Your buses are going to get worse. Your subways are going to get worse. And the disparity will continue to increase. And the other thing is, crime will get worse. Cuomo, because he wants to get the progressive vote, will basically let Bill de Blasio do whatever he wants. And you have all these homeless, unstable homeless people on the streets. A lot of them, some of them are criminals. Some of them are illegals. A lot of them are a danger to themselves and other people that they shouldn't be out. But yet they are, because the government wants to not let the police do their job. The police's hands are tied. I support the police. I support the law. All right? And we have people in our government, all these corporate Democrats, who are clamoring for these criminals to be out on the street. Here's the thing. They don't have to deal with them. They, again, live in their own exclusive community with their own kind. Guess where those people wind up? In the middle class, in the working class communities, in the more diverse communities. That's where they wind up. We have to deal with the crime. We have to deal with the problems they bring. They don't have to deal with them. All right? So, yeah, this is kind of just a heart-to-heart video. I'm going to try to end it when it gets to 35 minutes. A heart-to-heart video, well, you could take a look at some of the beautiful scenery here of the problems that we're going through here and how important it is for you to get the word out and vote on Election Day. For people who are going to enforce our laws, people who are going to be looking out for all New Yorkers, not just New Yorkers who happen to have white skin and work in banks and on Wall Street, but look out for all New Yorkers. People are going to look out. We need people who are going to look out for the environment and protect our environment, stop the destruction of our woodlands and our fields and our natural places. We need people that are going to look out for our planet and do something about climate change. All right? Instead of just talking about it, doing something about it. Getting these gas guzzlers off the road. Improving mass transit so more people use it and there's less vehicles on the road. All right? But that's not what's happening. And this is coming from somebody. Look, all right, I grew up as a kid. I was a staunch Democrat. I couldn't imagine voting for a Republican. I was growing up, I hated the Republicans. I was Democrat, core Democrat, staunch Democrat. So was my family, all right? But this Democratic Party of today, they're all corporate Democrats, all right? They do not care about it. And a lot of people agree with me that if John F. Kennedy, if the Democrats of yesteryear were around like John F. Kennedy, they would be Republicans. Because the Democratic Party has become so out of touch with the people, all right? You look here on Long Island at all the Democrats we have in our local office. Laura Curran, who hasn't done a damn thing about fixing Nice Bus, environment. She said, car-free day, she takes the Long Island Railroad. She doesn't take Nice Bus. She doesn't care about Nice Bus, all right? She won't fix it. She won't bring the MTA back. You have Steve Ballone out here who's doing similar things to Suffolk County Transit, all right? Some of the stupid things he's done out here with that, right? With these stupid Arbach buses, with the cuts and problems. There's been a lot more problems. Like it's becoming less reliable lately. All right, been a lot more problems. So they're out of touch with the people. And then you have the bag fee, of course, that plastic bag tax. It's like, oh, we're going to help the environment by the plastic bag fee, which doesn't do a damn thing to help the environment. What it does is it takes money from the poor. All right? That's what it does. It takes money from the poor. It makes the middle class. It makes it harder to survive if you're not rich. And that's what they want. They want us to leave. They want us gone. All right? So they can make their own little urban They want all this gone. This isn't the Long Island I grew up on. There's a dragonfly right in front of the camera there, hovering. But this isn't the Long Island I grew up on. It's changing. And I couldn't imagine living anywhere else, but what happens in the election really does affect me. It really does affect me. It's going to really affect me, and personally, and I guess I'll just end it at this as we near 35 minutes here. Personally, it has taken a big toll on me. I mean, it's much harder for me to get around than it was. All right, I used to be able to rely on the buses. I used to be able to go get more places with the buses. They've taken that away from me. And if there's a problem on the Long Island Railroad, they just leave you stranded. They tell you to take a taxi, Uber, or Lyft. I can't afford that. You know? And then I have the problems with my mental health services being cut. All right, that I got to constantly deal with. But again, this is their plan. They want us out. They want us out. That is the grand plan. And we have to take a stand against this on Election Day. You know, if we fail to do that, what is going to happen is it'll become ever more difficult for me to survive on Long Island. And, you know, if there are more cuts to the bus service and the trains get even more unreliable while only certain people get their reliable trains, it's going to come to a point where I'm going to be squeezed out. So there are a number of things where they're trying to squeeze us out by making life more expensive and harder for us, more difficult for us. And we have a chance on Election Day to say, you know what? We don't want that. We don't want that to happen. All right, we want to take it back. We want to take back Long Island. All right, because, you know what? To me, Long Island is a lot to live for and a lot to fight for. All right, I've been fighting for Long Island on this channel since it was born. All right, and I'm going to continue fighting for Long Island as long as I'm here. But however, I want my focus to be on the environment. All right, all this other stuff is just too many different things for me to cover. It stresses me out. But because there's an election coming up, because we have a chance to really make a change and speak up, and the best way to speak up is speak up at the polls and send a message to Andrew Cuomo that we're not giving you another 4 more years. We're going to send a message to the snobs saying, you know what? We're not going to let you force us out. We're going to take back control because we were here first. This is our island. This is my home. And y'all can't come in here and just take it over, price us out, cut down the trees. Y'all can't do that. All right? And if we lose, and there's really a good possibility we will lose the cause, then it will be that much harder for us to survive. And I think it will only be a matter of if, not a matter of if. It's not going to be a matter of when. It's going to be a matter of if. It's not going to be a matter of if. It's going to be a matter of when. I have to live and have to leave the island and probably live in New Jersey. At least New Jersey gets it right with their environment. It's hot out there. I don't know how I'm going to survive the heat, but hey, at least it is there's a lot of nice things there, and the people there are nice. And I mean, you know, but this is my home, Long Island. I don't really want to leave, but you know, if they take away my way of getting around, if they take away what I love, the Pine Barrens, if they take away nature, there is no point to stay here anymore. There really is no point to stay on the island if the island is ruined. And you know, but we have a chance to say no. We have a chance to say we don't want this happening. We have a chance to vote on Election Day, all right, and say no to these corporate Democrats. No to Cuomo. No to Liuba Gretchen Shirley, who's trying to unseat Peter King, who Peter King has done a lot for people, all right? He's a good guy, all right? He's done a lot for people, all right? If Liuba Gretchen Shirley wins, I know this is a U.S. Congress thing, that's just going to be more representative because she's one of those snobs. She's one of those corporate Democrats, all right? All right, she wins, that's not going to be good. In my own district, in the state senate, I have Elaine Phillips, and I really hope she's also done a lot for us, and I hope she wins. All right, we've got to say no to these corporate Democrats because they are only there for their own kind to force us out and cut down the trees, force us off the island that we this is our home. All right, we have to say no. We have to say no. So I hope you really take to heart a lot of the things I spoke about in this video. But we have under a month now to Election Day, and I'm trying to really get through deep to my viewers, deep into their hearts, and say, it's up to you to make a change. My fellow New Yorkers, it's up to you to speak up. All right? If we can't stop these snobs, these elitists, we will lose our state. We will lose Long Island. We will lose, and we will be forced out. And it's only going to be a matter of when, not if, we will be forced out. All right? Because 4 years is a long time. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching this video. Take care. And please, let's pray for Long Island. Wish us luck here in New York that we can stop this tyranny. Thank you for watching.